Welcome to Studio U. We're so excited to have you here tonight. We're going to be talking about trendy cards and invites and hopefully give you some inspiration and resources of where you can find things, but we're very excited to have you here. This is being recorded, so if you want to watch it again, you can. We'll try and get that posted tomorrow. I am Stacy Croninger, and we have Brooke Mayer, who's going to be walking us through using Studio, and Chelsea is behind the scenes answering questions and recording points that we give away, which reminds me we should start right off with some points for all our early birds here tonight. So tonight we're going to give points to Jan Lupin. Jan Lupin, we're going to give you 25 publishing points. Thanks for coming on time or even a little bit early. We're excited to have you here. Okay, before we get into class, I want to talk about the sale we have going on right now until midnight Mountain Time, July 31st. You can save 10% on 11 by 14 prints, 18 by 24 posters, and metal prints. So lots of fun things that you can do there. For example, here are two templates that are available. One was recently created by Cassie Balser. It's the pound baseball the poster print, and I just realized that I said pound. Most of you probably thought hashtag. Sorry, now I've dated myself. Okay, so anyways, this is a fun way to capture your child's sports activities from their sporting events. You can put their statistics, they can hang it up in their room, have a photo on there. It's really a fun idea. Then Cassie also created the family calendar board, and on this one it's an 18 by 24 poster, and I would recommend that because this has the spots to write on it, that you make sure you do UV coating. That's one of the print options that you can choose when you add this to your cart, UV coating, so that you can use this as a calendar. So you'll notice it has a calendar area, it has notes, it has menu things, so just grab a dry erase marker and you can write right on that. So that's a great way to take advantage of that 18 by 24 poster. Then in the metal print area, we have this Together at Heart by Tara Jones. It's a cute French line metal print that talks about how far you would travel to be with someone, so where your heart might be. Adorable print, and we appreciate Tara submitting that. So we're going to dive right in and talk about some of the trends. And this first part that I'm going to talk about is actually some resources of where you can find things for color combinations. Now there are probably oodles more I'm going to list here, but these are some of my favorite places to go. And the one that I probably pin the most on my Pinterest board is from designseeds.com. And the fun thing about this is that she goes and finds a picture, like you can see this one that's labeled Sea Brights, and then she pulls out the colors that are in that image. And I'll show you in a minute on a card that I create that how she actually includes the codes for using finding the exact colors. But Design Seeds, she posts several a day that are just amazing combinations and things that sometimes I don't even think about putting together. So that's one. This next one was renamed from what I have it pinned as, but it's angiesandy.com blog, and you want to choose the category of Color Crush palettes. She does two different types of things, and these are older. I don't believe they've updated them since 2014, but it's still an incredible resource, the possibilities of things. So two different styles. One is this one up at the top, you'll see, where they've gone through and created some different combinations and just gave them fun descriptive names. And then she has these ones down below where she's taken a photo, kind of like Design Seeds, and pulled out the colors and given you the information for creating those same colors. Again, lots of fun combinations on there, so it is a great resource to look at for that. Next is Creature Comforts. Now, Creature Comforts has all sorts of different things, and so one of the things you'll want to do is go to their Browse Posts by Color. And by doing that, which it's one of the categories here, then you can see all these different color options. When you click on the red, it shows you some things like you see here where it's different types of things that have reds, flowers and shoes and clothing, home decor, things like that. But then she also does some color combination things like we see on Design Seeds and Angie Sandy blog, of showing you what exact colors to put together. So lots of fun things there, and the great thing is if you know that you are creating a project that has yellow in it, then you can come here and click on yellow, and it's going to give you lots of different options for creating those combinations. And then, of course, probably my favorite location is Pinterest. Just by typing in color combinations, I was able to get this list, and there are oodles more of them. And you can see that across the top, it'll let you narrow it down whether you're looking for paint, outfits, yarn, room, for clothes, lots of different things. But you'll see that here's that one from Creature Comforts. I'm sure this one is from Design Seeds. So lots of fun things that you can find on Pinterest as well for finding those color combinations. I love this one, and I'm blind, I can't read this. So anyways, it has these fun ones where it has like the pink and the green and the teal and the turquoise. So, just look around at different options. So let me show you what I did. I went to Design Seeds, and I found one that was a little bit out of my comfort zone because I'm not big into using greens and corals. I like purples and things. And so I grabbed this particular image. You notice that down at the bottom it has the color codes listed for you. These are the hex values, so you could use them on the website too. But even easier than that, what I did was I added this image into my photos, and I pulled it in and just dropped it on my project. And then I went and searched for all sorts of things. And I basically had a big, huge mess on my workspace because I pulled out as many things as I could find that matched these colors. And I just laid it right next to it so I could lay this green paper over it and say, yep, that matches. That's pretty good. Or I could pull this brad and, yep, that matches this one. And based on that, then I created this card. And when you're using color combinations, it can get overwhelming if every color has the same amount used of it. And so on this one, I tried to do what I was taught as gallon, quart, pint. So you pick one color that's the gallon. That's your base color, and that's what I did here with this lighter coral. Then you pick a second color that's a little bit less used, and that's going to be your quart, and that's where this light pink came in. So you'll see that I have the light pink here, I have some light pink on this, and then my third and fourth colors are more in the pint variety. So I have a little bit of the dark green, I have a little bit of this darker kind of rosy coral, so that it's not overwhelmed by everything having the same weight. So it allows me to combine things in a way that is kind of fun. And again, I would not have thought to put this forest green with the coral, but I really like the way it turned out. So try some different color combinations. If you're feeling like you're in a rut, just go play. If it doesn't work out, you delete it and move on. Okay, so that's one idea for a color combination. We're going to go through and talk about a couple of other ones that you might see out there. Gold is so predominant, whether it's metallic or just the gold color, and you can pair it with so many different things. And so Brittany Hutchings has done 2 different sets of baby showers. This one is for girl, so you'll notice that she's paired pink with this gold. And the pink that she's using here is kind of a blush pink, which is very popular right now. So, when you're thinking about what colors to use, there's tons of pinks, there's tons of blues, and so you might want to go and just look really quick and see if what the outstanding pink or blue is. Okay, Sally has asked a good question. If my Together card's in the template gallery, it is not yet. It will be in the next couple of days. I have to confess that Brooke and I have been scrambling today to create some projects, and so they are not quite in the template gallery, but they will be in there the next couple of days. So we apologize, but we really wanted to have some new ideas for you, so that will show up. So thanks for asking, Sally. Okay, so this one, Golden Baby Shower, is the girl with pink. Here is the blue version. And notice that this is a light blue, but it's kind of got a green hint to it. It's not really teal or mint, but it's not maybe the blue like you see here on Heritage Maker. So again, check around and see what are kind of some of the trending colors of the favorites, you know, of your purples, your blues, your yellows, your pinks. But again, that gold is so beautiful. And the thing I love about this is she shows how easy it is to take the design and just swap it. So if you don't like blue for your boy, you want to do maybe gray or a green or something, you could do that. So all she's done, I'm going to go back up, and here's the pink. They are identical, and all she did was swapped out the bottom half to a different color. Okay, a really popular color right now is mint green, and this color has been around for a couple of years, but it seems to be hanging on there. And mint goes with so many different things, and one of the great colors it goes with is coral. And so you'll see in this one we have the coral background and then variations of the mint green. This card is also not in the gallery, and I'm going to give you a hint on how you can tell which ones are and which ones aren't. In the description here, if it's in the gallery, it's going to have the ID right before the size of it. And I will be adjusting these patterns just a little bit so you can see more of the detail on those. I also used on this another trend, which is large graphic letters. And the way I achieved this was using our new masks that we added last month, and then I just dropped paper behind those letters. And the masks themselves were black, and I picked a paper for the background, and then I matched those masks so you can't see those seams. So this is a 5x5 greeting card using the color combination of mint and coral. Another color we're seeing a lot of is navy blue, and again, here's that mint popping up. I just couldn't resist. But gold, oh my goodness, gold, like I said, is everywhere, and I just love this glittery Merry & Bright. Now, this particular font is not available yet. It will be coming out in August in one of our collections, but just couldn't resist using it now. And actually, it is not a Christmas collection. It is an everyday type collection. So don't be looking for Christmas. I just happened to use it for Christmas because I thought it worked perfectly. So navy blue, mint with that pop of gold just really kind of ties everything together. And I know that at least for me, when I think Christmas cards or holiday cards, I typically am thinking of traditional colors like reds and greens, and but it seems to be that there are lots of different options for what you can do with your holiday cards, whether it's pink and a bright green, or this blue with a mint green. So many different fun things that you can do for your holiday cards, so keep that in mind. Okay, as we talked about the masks, we have another question about those. Will there be masks in the future that we can swap paper rather than color? At this point, there's not, because of the way the masks are built. The mask itself is designed to allow you to put something, behind it rather than to color the piece here. We will keep looking at options, but right now this is the option we have for masks. But that's a good question, because I've thought the same thing. I want to have something around the outside, but for right now we're just allowing the mask to have something to shine through where those cutout letters are. So good question. Okay, going on then. Here's another example of using gold, and I actually confess that this is one I made last year and never published it for some reason, so I will get this in the template gallery. Those are two of my 3 little hounds being squirts, trying to get that Christmas picture. Anyways, so gold looks beautiful with so many different things, and this is a Christmas collection that we added last year. It has these fun red and black accents in it, and then some gold as well. So again, as you look at your different colors, gold is a fun one just to kind of give it that extra pop of something. So make sure you check out the gold options. And we have lots of gold in our different collections. So just search for gold, and you're going to see all the collections out there that have gold in them. Okay, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about icons. Now, icons are things that you see a lot of, like are you seeing doilies, are you seeing hearts, are you seeing flamingos, whatever it is. So we're going to talk about a few of those icons that you might see out there right now. One is watercolor florals, and this is a card, My Everything by Brooke. This will be added to the template shortly, but notice these fun flowers that just kind of have a soft look to them. That's the whole watercolor floral thing, and we do have a collection coming, I believe in September, that has some watercolor florals in it. It's beautifully done, which will be really fun for the fall. But you'll see we have some other collections that have a little bit of watercolor florals in them. Also, she's used another icon, which is the scripty fonts. I don't know if you've noticed how many scripty fonts are out there right now. So that would be another icon. I also love the inside of this with this fun frame. It's a great way to showcase a photo inside of your card. So, you know, fun ways to combine different things. So this is watercolor florals. Our next one is more fun and playful, emojis and text talk. It seems like people are using these more and more on their projects, whether they're cards or home decor or layouts. And again, this particular collection is being added in August. It's not out there yet, but we could not resist these cute little emojis with their hearts and their tongues stuck out, and it's bright colors, happy and fun. And I love how Brooke did this inside strip, and then you have plenty of room over on the other side to write whatever it is you want in your thank you card. So watch for this one to be added to the template gallery, and watch for this collection coming up soon. Another trend that we've seen that's hung around for a very long time is wood, and in this case wood backgrounds, but you'll see lots of wood accents. So again, if you search for wood, you'll find lots of different wood papers, from natural woods like this one to painted woods, dark woods, all sorts of things. And I love how Brooke combined these fun, this washi tape banner across the top. And again, there's that font, a very scripty font, where it's large and takes center stage to your cards. And then she's left the inside very simple, which is really kind of nice. I like every now and then to have something a little more simple. Sometimes I want to dress it up, and other times I just want to keep it, you know, straight to the point. And lots of space to write your note there. Hey, speaking of wood, here's another one. This one is really fun. I love this word art, and this is a word art that's in one of the collections, so you can just grab that, drop it on top of a wood paper. But then I also love this fun star paper, and that is a brown background with the stars on top of it, and then a little bit of elegance pulled in as well. There's lots of designs that have that juxtaposition where you have the roughness of wood and the softness of flowers, and I think it really balances everything out. So fun design there. This one is in the template gallery. You'll see there's the ID number for that, so go check that one out as well. Now, a few icons that we didn't get designs for, but we do have artwork for that you would probably enjoy. Pineapples. Have you seen pineapples all over the place? Man, it seems like they are everywhere. Pineapples are very popular, as well as our flamingos. Woodland animals have been popular for the past few years. They kind of circle around, like owls were really popular. Then we went to squirrels and foxes. Now it's circling back to owls again. So you'll see there's several options here for woodland animals. Gnomes. I've seen gnomes everywhere, and I don't get it because I'm not a huge gnome fan, but they are kind of cute. So we do have some gnomes in one of the collections, so go grab those if you're a gnome fan. And then monograms. It kind of ties back into that big, bold font concept where you want something to take center stage. And this is actually an image from a canvas that Brooke created. But it would make a really beautiful card front. It would be very easy to import it in and resize it to fit on a card. So check out those monograms as well. So I'm curious, those of you on the call tonight, what icons have you noticed that there seems to be a lot of? I'd love to see, so type in your answers and let's see what kinds of icons you've noticed recently that seem to be popping up in all sorts of designs. Anyone have any icons they've seen besides the ones we've mentioned already? Quiet group. Okay, well, I'm going to show you one more thing while you're thinking about any icons. This one is kind of we're going to switch over into styles here in just a minute. And sometimes it gets kind of a blurred line between icons and styles, but they definitely have some similar things. So we have an icon here, which is the wood background and the bold sentiment, but that can also be a style where it's very graphic, meaning that it's just usually text and it's big and in your face, and so that's what this one is, the bold wood thank you. These are some letters that are coming into a collection that will be available in August, as well as this Yuso rock piece, so watch for those. This would be a fun card to give to a man. That's why it says what a man, but if you want to give it to one of your female friends, take off the what a man. It's really easy to do. Okay, we got one, and I hadn't thought about this, Shannon. Unicorns. There are unicorns everywhere, aren't they? That is so funny. It kind of makes me wonder if Care Bears will come back, you know, because it's that whole rainbow thing. But unicorns are very popular right now. So any others anyone can think of? Oh, moose. Yes, the moose is really kind of taking up some space in that woodland critter area too, isn't it? And I really like mooses. I guess it's mooses, not mises, huh? So yes, moose are another good one. Any others before we move out of icons and go into styles? These are some good ones. Hadn't thought of these. Okay, we're going to talk about styles. One of the first styles that we thought about were catchy phrases. It seems like there's so many clever little statements if you go walk the aisles of the Hallmark cards that they have all these cute little sayings on the fronts of them. And so this one is using one of the collections we added a couple of months ago that it has escaped my brain the name of it, but it has mom quotes in it. But this one I thought you could use for your husband if you wanted to give him just a card for any occasion, or on Valentine's Day, your anniversary. You're my kind of crazy. Wild and crazy. That's what, you know, it's a good kind of crazy. So this is just a fun and simple card. It does take advantage of the catchy phrase, as well as it's very graphic in the design. So that's again a style where we have this text. It's a little bit busier than a lot of graphic cards are, but this card, when you see it actually has this zigzag on the back, and then the teal is on both sides of the inside. Wow, Margaret, you are on a roll. She's also mentioning icons like sun and moon. You're right. Anything that has to do with stars, sun and moon are very popular, and rainbows too. I have been seeing more rainbows. Good job. Okay, the next style is watercolor. We mentioned watercolor florals as an icon. Well, watercolor as a style is very popular, whether you're doing it in florals or you're doing it as backgrounds or for your fonts. There's all sorts of things. So Brooke created this watercolor thanks. You'll notice it has kind of a rainbow effect watercolor in the background with the word thank you repeated over and over and over on there, which is, again, a graphic design, which is a trend. So it's kind of combining two different styles here, and then uses that same design on the inside with lots of space to write your note. And this is in the template gallery, so you can go and use that right now if you so desire. Other styles that you might see out there are it's kind of moved away from what we used to call shabby chic to more of the clean and simple look. So you just see one thing, or in fact, it seems like there's lots of icons. So maybe you have a moose and a statement, and it's not filling the whole card. Lots of white space in those styles. But for inspiration, it's fun just to kind of walk along and see the cards in your greeting card area of whatever store you're shopping in, or if you go into a Hallmark store, check those out and get your inspiration from that. Sometimes I'll even take a photo of something that inspires me. So that completes our inspiration portion. And before we go into studio, I'm going to give away some additional points. And again, we're giving away 25 points, and this time it is going to Sherry Joseph. Sherry Joseph, you've just won yourself 25 publishing points. We appreciate you joining us. And I'm going to change this over to Brooke. Brooke, are you ready? Oops, except for I just hit it. Let's change presenter instead. I'm hoping that Brooke is ready to rock and roll.
I am here. I just unmuted myself.
Wonderful. Okay, it's your control, ma'am.
Okay, I just told her that I want to show my screen, but I want to make sure that I can click and do things, because I know sometimes it does silly things like not give me mouse control. Okay,
well, I can see it, and I can see your mouse moving, so you're good to go.
Hey, that is a good sign. Okay, and I want to let everyone who's on here know if you have any questions, either while I'm working or anything that we're not showing, please feel free to ask. It looks like we've got just over half an hour, so plenty of time. I'm going to show a few different tips and tricks about designing cards, but let us know if you have any questions, okay? Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to start. I wanted to play around with this thank you card that I made. See if I can put that out of the way. There we go. Okay, so I wanted to show really quick how easy it is to adapt something to maybe a different purpose. So this was designed as a thank you card, but how easy is it, with this being just a word art, how easy would it be to change this to have a different theme? So for example, birthday. I really can't see my text. There we go. I'm working on a laptop screen at home, and the screen resolution is not exactly ideal for in studio because it cuts off my little toolbox there, but it works. Okay, let's see this one. So this word art collection, if you've never seen it before, is absolutely adorable. It's got, oh, I don't know, 8 different phrases in several different fonts, and it's so much fun. So if we go in here, and you can scroll through, there's thank you, happy birthday, hello, congratulations, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, thinking of you, cheers, miss you, happy, celebrate, baby boy, baby girl, Father's Day, Mother's Day, graduation, bride, and groom. All kinds of different text that you could use in here. So what if we change this to happy birthday? Where do there's our happy birthday? There we go. So if you look, there are all of these fun, very trendy fonts that they'll say happy birthday, but whatever your style is. So I'm going to delete this thank you. And then all you have to do is give these word arts, any word art that you choose, in this case a white fill color. You could make any color. You could pull from these washi tapes up here, make it bright from the gold or whatever you'd like. I like the nice clean white look. But you can pick any of these and really easily just change the entire meaning of the card. So this was a thank you card, but I really like the layout. What if I want to use it as happy birthday or congratulations for a wedding or get well soon? Really easy to change it without doing much to the actual design. If you wanted to get into a little more, you could easily swap out some of these little washi tapes for different colors if you wanted a different color scheme, and just keep the idea in there. And then the inside's really simple. This one, if you wanted to play around a little bit, you'll notice there's a paper here. This is top inside of the card. So it opens up, and then that is the top of the card that's visible. And it's really fun to sometimes go in and find a picture of some kind. I've got a lot of different stock photos in here. Oh, you'll notice it was flipped. Let me show you. My bad. I'll fix that before I submit it as a template so it's not confusing like that. But in the layout tab, there's this little flip vertical, and that'll fix that. And that is a very small photo. I've got a whole bunch in here that haven't necessarily been used. But if you have your own photos, easily as well. So if you look, I just made this top half of the card on the inside a photo. So that instantly makes it a little more personal and less plain on the inside. You could also leave the background paper and put in some word art or some elements, just some embellishment to give it a little something. But I love adding a picture to the inside of my card because it gives it that extra personal aspect. And then the inside, all of our templates, we like to have some personalization space so that it's easy for you to just double click and type in whatever text you'd like. So, happy birthday, Shirley. There you go. So, super easy. And these you can move around, do whatever you'd like. You could put as much text in here as you'd like, make them larger, make it smaller, whatever you want, just really simple on the inside of a card. So that's how easy it is to personalize from a template. And then I wanted to show really quick how easy it is to start from scratch. So I already started one, but I'm going to show you here where I got it. So under Start New Project, you can go to the template gallery or you can start a blank project, and it'll open up the different types of products that we have available. And in here, we're just in greeting cards. And there are all kinds of shapes and styles of cards that we have. There are these fun die-cut cards. They come in packs of 12. Same with these pop-out cards, but they're great for Christmas or holiday cards, great for Valentine's, anything like that that you would want more than one. But then we've got 5x7 cards. We've got 4x6 cards. We've got flat single-side cards. These super fun square 5x5 cards. I'll show you. I was going to do importing from a poster into a traditional portrait orientation card, but I love the idea that Stacy mentioned of doing it with that monogram wreath. So I'm going to show you guys with a 5x5 greeting card. But this one, we're just going to start from scratch with a 6x4 folded greeting card.
When you get back in, Brooke, will you review the design guide again?
Yes, absolutely. So again, I'm on a laptop, so you can see mine zooms in very, very close. If you're on a traditional desktop monitor or something with a larger screen, it will come out about like this when you pull into Studio. But you should be able to see all of these little bubbles here. And they're just pointing to different areas on the project, just on the visible screen here, and giving tips. So telling you that this is the bleed area, or this is the safe area. Just all kinds of things in there. The different products that you can go into each have different tips, and you will want to take the time to read those. And they will vary depending on what page you're on. So for example, this is the back cover, and it is the only page in a card that has this logo bar across the bottom. It will print a white bar across the bottom with the Heritage Makers logo down here. So do be aware of that. But these are just helpful tips that kind of help when designing a product. So if you have read those and you do understand them, it does make it a little easier to be able to just toggle that off with this design guide button. You can turn them back on if you ever want to check again, but just to turn those off, that way you've got a little bit more space to work with, especially if you're on a smaller monitor like I am right now. It makes it a little easier to see, especially once you open up the Content Explorer down here at the bottom. That way you can see fully the card. You don't have all those bubbles kind of hanging out and making it a little harder to see. So definitely read those and get to know the product before you start designing, just so that you're aware of things like the bleed area and the crop lines, just all of that. Okay, so I wanted to show really quick just designing a card from scratch. So Stacy will probably uphold me on this, but full bleed photos are huge right now. So I wanted to play around with just doing a full photo on the front of a card and then a little bit of fun text. So first I'm going to, so I brought up a text box and then I double-clicked into it and selected the text and deleted it out of there. So this is a blank text box, but then I'm going to use it for something a little bit different. I am going to go in here to the toolbox under the border slider here. I made it white. You just click this little triangle here and you can pull from the picture or any of these colors. So I'm just picking white, and then I'm going to tap in a little bit of a border here. And all I'm going to do is put a little border slightly inside the crop area. I want to make sure that it's centered, so if I go into the Layout tab of the toolbox and down here to the Align and Distribute tools, if you're wondering more about this, go into the Support Center, and there are several articles that I've made with helpful ways on how to use this. But I'm just going to do 2-page and then Align Middle, Align Center, and it just makes it so that that is set in the center of the page. And then I'm going to come in here and let's do, how about Celebrate? Now you can't see me typing again. I'm going to go back into, hold on a sec. I'm going to go back into that word art collection I was showing you before because I love all these different fonts. And let's Celebrate. What was I thinking of doing on here? Congratulations would be fun. Think of a wedding card and just something fun that you could put on here. Cheers. I like cheers. So if we take one of these, and again, I'm just going to give it a white fill color. I could make it any color that I could play around from the photo or whatever, but I like the nice clean white look. And then I'm just going to position it somewhere right inside this frame. And I'm going to grab one of these corners to size it down a little bit so it's not cutting into the couple here. And easy as that, I've got this nice, clean, fun front here. I could put other things on it, but I like Stacey was talking about, you've got this nice white space here. So you've got the visual interest off to the sides of the card, and it gives it just this really nice, pleasing look. And then the rest of these pages are still white. I think I like the idea of maybe putting a background paper on the back of the card. So if I put one back here, and you always want to be sure to drag your background papers outside of the bleed area here, because if you're not fully outside that area, it can come with a white edge, just because all of our printed products, they're printed larger and then cut down to size. But if you do not extend everything all the way outside that area, sometimes they shift slightly because they are cut by hand. There's an 1/8 of an inch variance, which isn't much, but it can make the difference. So make sure that your designs go outside that area just so that it doesn't matter. If it shifts a little bit, you won't notice. So I always recommend that. The same thing with borders. So you'll notice this border here. This purple dashed line is showing you where the 1/8 of an inch variance is. So it could come shifted all the way to that purple line, which is why my border is quite a ways inside that. So if it is shifted a little bit, it won't be as noticeable because it's a larger border. So just to be aware of that. And then I like the idea of a white inside of the card with this one, just because the picture is really the focus. I don't want to clutter it up too much. And then let's just type a little message here for fun. Okay, so let's type something in here. You'll notice when you type it in, it kind of disappears, but then if you make the box larger, it's all there. So we've got our cute little message here. We can change the font. We could make it a more of a fun font. And then I'm going to center it because I very much like things centered on the page, almost obsessively so. And then I'm going to copy and paste just so that I have the same size, same formatting. And then let's just type Mr. and Mrs. Bennett. So we've got kind of who it's from, Really simple, just the basics inside of a card. You could put as much as you want in there. You could put a very long note. You could leave it almost blank and then write things in. It's just the fun of having a personalized card like this, something that's not what you purchased at the store. So that's how really simple it is to put together a card and just make it simple and meaningful. You could make it more complicated. You could add a lot of fun embellishment, but it can be as simple as you want it to be. And then, okay, so I'm going to show on a 5x5 card how we import from another project. So let's find that wreath. I'm going to search monograms. And there are a few I made here, but let's play with this one that Stacy was showing. So this is a 12x12 wrapped canvas. It's a nice large canvas, rather medium-sized canvas, but much larger than our 5x5 card. But I love the colors and the floral. This isn't quite watercolor, but simple doodly florals like this are very in right now as well. So really fun, really simple. You'll notice this is a basic template, so you do not have to have Premiere or be on Club HM to do this. It's great to have some of these fun basic templates that anyone can try and fall in love with. And then instead of clicking personalize, because I'm making it into a card, I'm going to click this little heart here. You can also click it from the template gallery here. I could turn it on right there. And it's thinking because I just told it that I wanted to anyway. But we just want to make sure that the little heart is clicked because that adds it to my favorites in my account. And then just going to go back to my studio and I'm going to open this 5x5 card. Okay, so you can notice we've got the front cover, back cover, and then the two inside. This one is a top folding, so on the inside you have top and bottom because it opens up instead of side. So on the front is where we are going to import that design. I'm going to go down here into the My Projects tab and under My Templates, because I clicked that heart and told it that I wanted it to be in my favorites, and you'll notice it's right here. So it's only got one page. If it's got multiple pages, you will see multiple listed here, but this one only has one page because it's a canvas. I click it and it shows me all of the items that are on that page. It's a lot because it was put together from simple flowers and things, but they're all here. And then I click Import Page. It's telling me that if there's anything else on this page already, it will erase those. It will replace everything on that page with the new design. So if you are sure that you want to do that in this case it's a blank page, but if there's anything there that you do not want erased, not recoverable, but completely erased, choose a different page or save it to somewhere else. But I'm going to tell it, yes, import this page. And then you'll notice, like we were saying, the 12x12 design is much larger than our 5x5 card. So you can see it all there. It's about 4 times the size. I'm going to go to Edit, Select All. You can also do Control-A or Command-A, but it will select everything on the page. It's locked. It's got this pink border, which means I can't move it anywhere. So I unlock it here in the toolbox. And then I can just grab this corner down here and slide it in. There we go. I can slide it just to the size that I want it. Maybe not quite the full size of the card. I want a little bit of white space. It's not perfectly centered right now, so I'm going to come in a little closer and I can kind of eyeball it. And it gives me the outline of the overall design, so I can just kind of get it centered where I want it. So simple as that. If I want to turn this into, say, a wedding congratulations card, it would be really, really easy to just have this be the name of the last name of the bride and groom. I could even have this be Ashley and Sam. You can put their names on there, whatever you'd like. So really easy. You could take this line out and then just move the monogram and these flowers down. Customize it however you'd like. Again, because it's a white background on the front, I think I'll add a fun colored background on the back. So maybe something that, let's see if we read that before. Let's see what we've got. Something fun. Too many to choose from. Okay. What's fun here? This is one of my favorite anthology collections. It's got this nice pink. I like that. Okay. And the paper is a nice square, so it actually fits rather perfectly. Again, if I wanted to be exact, I could go down here to the Align and Distribute and move it to the center. And then just lock it in place. I click Save so that it updates my thumbnail over here. But that way the background, the back of the card has a little bit of a pop of color. I could even put color on the inside if I wanted. This would be a really great one to put a picture on the inside of the card, but really, really easy to just import from another design. And then one easy thing to do, so I can copy this text box here and put it on the inside of the card, just paste it in there, and that way I can use the same font in here if I'd like. So we'll keep Ashley and Sam.
What was the anthology collection you used on that?
Rosie Posey. It was one of the earlier collections.
Yep. Rosie Posey came out last August.
Yeah, it's honestly my favorite anthology collection. I've used it a lot. And I love this cute little camera. So, lots of fun. So, you could type your little greeting in here. Let's see. And this font, you'll notice, is all caps. The font itself is like that. It's called Trajan. But you could easily pick a different font if you wanted not all caps. And then how fun would it be to take some of these flowers and just make a little line across the bottom here. That would be a little more time intensive, but I could easily just, let's see what I'm doing. If you click and drag, it'll select everything that it grabs inside that box. And it missed these leaves, so I'm going to grab them. And then copy and paste onto the new page. And then I could just easily arrange them however I want. Realistically, I could leave it right here as kind of an arc across the bottom. But it would be so fun to just make a chain going across the bottom of flowers that match the wreath. So all kinds of fun things that you can do, and it's really easy to import and then just take elements of that initial design and spread them across the different pages of the card. So looks like we've got about 15 minutes left. Are there any other questions that anyone's been wondering? Have I missed any?
Yes, we had someone that was wondering if you could demonstrate something that has nothing to do with what we're doing tonight. The page maps, the design maps. Could you talk about those?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Okay, let me go into the template gallery. Oh, actually, I have one on that page, but we'll go in here. So if you're in the template gallery, a really easy way to find the design maps is just to go here under the options and click Design Map. If you are in a category, if you narrowed it down to scrap pages or books or anything like that, you can click that and it will only show ones that are in that category. But if you click Design Map here first, it'll show all of them. And you can scroll down and there are, I believe, 65 of them, is what it said. So we do try to add more of those every once in a while, but really fun way to get started. Let's see. Most of them right now are scrap pages just because scrap page layouts, you can use a layout so many different ways. So let's see. Ooh, where to start, guys? Oh, hey, look. We've got this 5x7 invitation. I remember when we did this. Let's do that. Okay. So this one, again, would be really easy to import onto a 5x7 folded card as the front of the card. But this is going to open it as an invitation, which is a flat card. It's only two-sided. It does not fold. So, all right. I'm going to turn the design guide off just so that we have all that visible space. So you'll notice this has two sides. It's got the front and back, and they each have a really simple layout. In this case with some pictures, but a lot of the design maps just have solid fill colors in place. So you could make any of these squares realistically the pictures. But in this case, seeing which ones to have these pictures. And then it says holiday greeting, but it could be anything. This was one that we created for the design team at the time, and we gave it to the design team and had each team member come up with, had each team member come up with a different design. So there are other matching templates for this one in there in different seasonal themes. But you could go in here and do anything. Let's play with the new Beachside Boardwalk collection. If you guys haven't looked at this yet, it is such a fun collection. We saw this one and decided we needed it instantly because it's got such fun, bright colors and cute embellishments. So let's play. I think I like, let's see. So when you are designing from a template or from a design map, it's really a blank canvas. It just gives you a layout to play with. And then you can drop whatever paper or elements or anything into these spots. And you'll notice when I drop this in, it's fully scaled out to fill up the entire space. If I want to zoom in the design a little bit, when it's locked, so it's got a pink border here, I can go into the toolbox under the Tools tab and click Adjust. And then I've got this scale slider here, and I can zoom in. You will notice, so I'm at 6.3 right now, it's going to instantly jump to 10, and then you can't go back down. You can, however, use these arrows here to go back down. So know that. But let's zoom it in just a little bit. I really love these little Ferris wheels. So fun. And you can slide it around however you'd like. So we've got that fun there, and then let's see. I think I like this one. This paper is really fun. It's kind of like a boardwalk look. So if you look at it, it's got these wooden planks, more of a cartoonistic wood, but just these fun boardwalk planks. So I can zoom that in a little bit. I'm not loving the plaid background, but maybe a little more simple of a background. So you can play around. It's got everything in here. This was one of the earlier design maps. So some of these have, like you noticed with this one, it had a fill color instead of being filled with a solid colored item. So this one's the same way. That one's correct. This is a word art, so it's got a fill color in there. But that is meant so that you can either type something in or unlock it, delete it out, and just put a word art there. For example, all of these cute ones down here. I could throw this at the boardwalk up here and just fill in the space a little bit. Maybe throw in a cute paper, scale it up a bit. Really fun polka dots. So you can have a lot of fun with design maps and really turn them into anything that you'd like. Scale things up a bit. You can add drop shadows. It's really just a map, and then you can let your imagination go wild with how to design it. So do we have any specific questions about using the design maps? Easy. Hello, Stacy.
So you want me to unmute myself? I'm talking to myself here.
Well, you know, it might be helpful.
Oh, good grief. No, that was the question, was just how to use it. So I think that showed it really well, and no other questions have come up. So I think we're going to call that a wrap unless someone else has any other last-minute questions. Otherwise, I'll carry on with what we're doing, but I'm not seeing anything coming up. So thanks for sharing all those fun things. You keep playing. I'm going to take control back from you, and we're going to move along.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, we're going to look at, hopefully you can see my screen, sneak peek at Studio, what we have coming out in August. So first of all, we talked about those emojis. I wanted to show you some of the additional things that are in that. It's called All Year Round Resolutions. I don't know how the emojis got in here, but this kit is adorable. It has those glittered letters that you saw me use earlier. It has those cute emojis that Brooke used. And then, love this wood camera. There's some frames with the gold on it, this cute little paper clip, fun pattern papers. So many different things that you can use all year long. It doesn't have to just be emojis. So if you're thinking, I really don't do the emoji thing, that's just one little part of this collection. There are so many different things you can do. And it does talk about resolutions and goals and stuff, but like I said, there's tons of stuff that you can use for any other occasion. By the way, that is a basic collection. Now, in our premier area, we have one that's called Bibliophile. This one caught our eye because we are getting back into the almost school season. Sorry, kids. But this had so many cute things related to reading and books. And if you have a bookworm in your family, they're going to love this. Or maybe you want to document your children or grandchildren's school experience. There are two fonts that come with this. The one is like this B. It's kind of a felt look that's stitched, and then there's the typewriter keys. They threw in a couple of fun ampersands. This one is in corkboard, and there's one that is in gold wire. So they didn't do entire fonts in that, but just had those fun ones. Love that alphabet string that goes along. That's one of the accents. There's a variety of different frames, from wood frames to this one that has the dictionary words in it. Love this paper with all those books. Isn't that the funnest thing? But I think the thing that really grabbed my heart was this doily. I love doilies, but then they add the grid paper on top of it. What a fun thing to do. And if you look, you can see that there's lots of other things like star readers, there's apples, there's flowers galore and ribbons and lots of different papers. Love this. There's a crossword puzzle paper. And again, these collections, we try to pick collections that have things in them that you can use for any occasion, not just what it's been dictated for. So if you don't have a reading fanatic in your family, I bet you'll still find some things in here that will be fun to use. Now, up next, we are going to have a summer fun special sale, and you're the first ones to hear about. We're still working on the image for this, so spread the word. Starting Monday, July 25th, that's this coming Monday, for 2 weeks, it runs through Monday, August 8th, you can get 20% off all scrap pages, that's any size, as well as 8x8 storybooks, 12x12 storybooks, and 8.5x11 storybooks. So those items will be on sale for 2 weeks only at 20% off. So normally our sales are 10%. This one we've bumped it up. We thought it'd be fun to celebrate summer. It's kind of the straddling point of going out of July into August. I know a lot of people start thinking back to school, but it is still summer. So let's have some fun with our summer and document all those fun things that we've done throughout the months, and take advantage of this 20% off sale. Now, the last thing is that our next Studio U class will be on August 18th, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. This is going to be a Studio 101, which means it's going to cover the basic things. And we're going to focus on calendars, because a lot of people start creating their calendars in September, so they have them ready for the new year for gifts. So we're going to do calendars from start to finish. So we're going to show you just how easy it is to create a calendar from scratch, as well as to take an existing template and customize it to the new year. So if you're looking at how to create calendars, you haven't tried it and you wanted to, or you know someone who wants to learn about calendars, this is going to be a great class. Again, it's Studio 101, calendars from start to finish, on August 18th at 7 p.m. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is give away just a couple more points, 25 more points, and we're going to give it this time to Linda Murray. Linda Murray, you've won 25 points. We appreciate you coming. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hope that you got some fun inspiration of things that you can do, places you can go look for inspiration if you're feeling stuck about colors and icons and things. But most of all, just have so much fun creating. Don't let it overwhelm you. Cards are a great way to start. And we will see you August 18th, if we don't see you before then, around the web. Have a wonderful evening.